And now let's put some light on the latest fakes produced by the Kremlin propaganda machine with my next guest, the creative editor of StopFake, Ruslan Deynychenko. Mr. Deynychenko, I'm so pleased to see you again.
Hello.
So, how successful is Russian propaganda in discrediting the Ukrainian media, and who is this discredit aimed to?
Well, there are three target audiences for Russian disinformation and propaganda machine. First of all, it's Russian population, and this story with the tank targeted them. There are no success stories for Russian military in Ukraine for many, many months. So they create fake stories about their imaginary victories in Ukraine. And of course, Ukrainian population is number two priority for them. And they don't target Ukrainians with pro-Russian disinformation and propaganda. They try to find narratives that split our society, demotivate our people, to help our army, to go to the army, to defend our country. And number three priority for them is a Western audience, people in the European Union, the United States, those countries who helped us a lot with military equipment, financially, and so on and so on. So they're trying to persuade them that Ukrainian army is failing. They trying to persuade them that Ukraine is a Nazi country. And of course, they try to persuade them that huge losses of Western supplied military equipment are here in Ukraine, and that a lot of military equipment goes through different channels to the European countries, to terrorists who might use them against Europeans or against Americans.
Thank you. And this is not the first time I've noticed that Russian propaganda is continuously trying to put the question of mobilization in Ukraine. Why do they do that?
Well, of course, they want to demotivate Ukrainians to fight for their countries, to go to the army. They want to make an impression that Ukraine is losing this battle and there is no point to go to the army. So that's why they create a lot of stories like this. And of course, sometimes they mix the truthful stories from Odessa or other regions. And sometimes they stage very similar stories. But again, I don't think they're very successful with this. And also they try to show their own population that Ukrainians don't want to fight, and the victory, Russian victory, is very close.
And now let's talk a bit about the fake about the Leopard tanks. So this is like an ideal script for James Cameron or Hollywood, but still. So in addition to the false information about the destruction of the Leopard tank, they also mentioned that the tank crew is consisting of the German and Polish soldiers. Why Russian propaganda is increasingly mentioning that there are lots of foreign troops are involved in the war in Ukraine against Russia?
Well, it's another narrative, another popular narrative that Ukrainians don't want to fight, and that's why this conflict is, this war is conflict between NATO, the United States, and Russia.
Oh.
So, and this helped them to explain why there are no victories from their side. There are no victories for Russia because they have to deal not with Ukrainians. They promised to deal with Ukrainians and finish this so-called special operation in 3 days. But now the year has gone and there are no visual success for them. So they try to demonstrate that foreign fighters are operating German tanks, and there are a lot of foreign mercenaries fighting for Ukraine, not Ukrainians by themselves.
Thank you. Thank you so much for being the guest of Spotlight Ukraine. And see you next week with the new updates about the fakes made by the Russian propaganda. Thank you so much once again. Ruslan Deynychenko, the creative editor of StopFake, was the guest of Spotlight Ukraine. Thanks for watching our YouTube channel. Latest news, trends, and analytics on all about Ukraine. Like, share, and subscribe. Any questions, proposals, and comments, contact us via email.